Polish dances feature some high-spirited dance music. Polish dances feature the technique of transposition, which of course is moving the same melody and preserving the interval structure and the direction into a different position or key, and repeating those same intervals and direction of the melody and any chords as well. Transposing allows us to move from high to low or low to high to accommodate some singers who can't reach higher notes, or some instruments that have a range that's lower or higher and require that transposing process. The first dance is in A minor and uses all the notes of the A minor position. The second dance will move us down to D minor. And the third dance will move our chords, our left-hand chords, to the offbeats in a high-spirited style of dance called the Krakowiak from Krakow, one of the beautiful cities in Poland. Let's listen to our 3 Polish dances. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2. Number 3. And there you have it. Can you imagine the high-spirited dance music and moving with your partners in this beautiful Polish folk dance tradition and style? And the costumes are absolutely beautiful for the Polish dancers as well. Let's go ahead and study the first Polish dance, number 1. If we look, we can see an A minor position. We know by the note A, which is a step above the G line. So we see our A. I have circled some of the broken triads or broken chords and some of the skips, or what we call the thirds. So we want to start with our thumb on the note A and play the same again. It goes up a third or skip, up a third again. So our broken triad or chord should have the fingering going 1, 3, 5. If the chord was going down, it would be 5, 3, 1, but because it's going up, we want to do that 1, 3, 5 fingering. So once again, we start on A. The same goes 1, 3, 5, down a step or a second to 4. This is a D. Back again to the A, and guess what? A big repeat. We cross over the bar line and we play a down a second to C. Finger 3, up a skip or a third. Same, down a fourth, up a third or a skip. Step down C, step up, down a third or a skip. And it lands on A just like it began. We know that's the tonic. So all of these notes are from the A minor position. Now, this repeat sign, you might think looks like a pair of eyes looking at this pair of eyes. And so all the material in between the two repeat signs is repeated. Same, down a fourth. And that's very characteristic of dance music to have sections that repeat back again. It allows the dancers to repeat their steps as well. All right, so our melody in general is in straight 4/4 time, perfect for dancing, and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Step down, 1, 2. Notice the thirds or skips. 1, 2, I'll skip the repeat for now, but make sure you do it. All right. We want to take a look at the chords. Chords are a wonderful accompaniment style for a melody, especially in dance music. Probably would be strummed by a guitar-like instrument and so forth. We will block them together, strike them at the same time in Polish Dance 1. We want to make sure our left hand finds the A minor position. And so if my red marker shows middle C, notice my right hand is higher than middle C, and my left hand will come in right over middle C. Our first chord or triad is A minor, which is 5-3-1. Notice the snowman style, and the thirds or the skips it's built in. Next chord, we're going to take the top two notes going up a step. So we want to move our thumb up to F, play 2 on D, leave 5 the same, because that A, the bottom of the chord, is repeated again and again. So we want to practice lifting up the 2 top notes, up a step, and do this several times until you're comfortable. In the second phrase, we start with our snowman triad or chord again. We're going to keep 1 and 2 the same and slide the bottom note A down a half step to G sharp. And so right away we're going to have to bring in our sharp on the pinky. So we want to go once again A minor, drop your 5th to G sharp, and go several times back and forth there. And notice you have that same chord change or triad change here at the end. Let's look at our counts. We want 4 counts on most of these chords or triads. We have 2 counts at the end. You will want to practice the basic chord progression involving these 3 chords or triads like this. A minor, thumb up. They call this a D minor chord. Back to A minor, and when you drop your 5th, they're going to call that the E7 chord because E is the prominent tone, or 5-7 they say, because E is the 5th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the A minor position, and back again to A minor. So here is your basic chord progression in A minor. And you want to get really good at that so that it's instinctive and you don't have to watch your hand. Now let's see how they put those chords together with the melody. We're going to use A minor in the first measure because the A matches perfectly with the A minor chord. When we go to a D in the melody, we want to change to this, what they call the 4 chord, because there's a D in it also. And it's a perfect match with the D above. Back to A minor. Change to D minor. Second part of the piece, the second phrase. Back to A minor, because the note C can be found in the middle of the A minor. What a perfect match. So we stay on the E, and let's do the E7. Back to A minor. Here the D in the right hand melody can find its match in the D in the chord. Skip down and of course back to A minor. Here is the way Polish Dance 1 looks with both hands. Thumb up. Move your thumb up. Drop your 5th, back to A minor, drop it, and I will forego the repeat just in the interest of moving through the material. Next, let's look at the D minor, number 2, Polish Dance. For D minor, we know we're going to start on D, which is a step above the middle C ledger line. The intervals are identical. Here's your 1, 3, 5. Back to your D. It repeats. 1, 3, 5. step down to F, up a third or a skip, same, down a fourth, up another third or skip, step up, skip down, and return to D. So once again, extremely basic. What does that leave us with? Practicing the chords in D minor for the left hand. Let's do it. We have the snowman style is our D minor. And so once again, there's my middle C. And now I want my left hand on the low D minor position. So I have my D minor 5-finger pattern ready to go. I will do this. I will take my thumb up to notice the flat sign, the B flat. So we want to make sure that we bring in the flat for your thumb. Finger 2, of course, plays G, and 5 stays on the low D. We want to go back and forth many times to work this chord change. Then in the second half, we start on our D minor. We're going to drop our 5th finger to a C sharp. So we'll bring our sharp in, and we simply keep 1 and 2 on the top 2 notes A and G. So once again, you want to work this chord change many times. Now, the basic chord progression would be something like this. D minor, the 1 triad, up to G minor. G is the important, that's the 4 chord. D minor, drop your 5th, and come back. So once again, raise it to the B flat, drop it to the C sharp. All right, let's listen to the Polish dance number 2, B flat. Drop to C sharp in your left. Quick change. So make sure you practice your hands separately. Get your right hand very fluent, knowing the melody, very simple melody, mostly seconds and thirds, steps and skips. And then work that chord progression in your left. And when you're ready, you want to put your hands together. Notice the right hand note is always struck on beat 1 against the chord. And the chords are, of course, in whole notes, and they're held for 4 counts. Now, when you go down to the third Polish dance, that's where the spirit comes into play. That's probably based on the dance called the Krakowiak. That comes out of Krakow, Poland, and was very high-spirited, and the arms are always held out, and they're whirling around. Let's take a look at dance number 3, which is optional. If you compare the right hand, it is the exact same melody in D minor with no changes. The only change comes to the left hand accompaniment, and we get this kind of an offbeat style, where the chords are struck on beats 2 and 4, and there are rests on beats 1 and 3, which gives us this kind of a little offbeat rhythmic style known as syncopation. Normally, the stresses in 4/4 time come on beats 1 and 3. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty straight. But now, when the chords are shifted to beats 2 and 4, it takes on a whole new jazzy, spirited flavor. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So anytime we emphasize the weak beats, 2 and 4, as opposed to the strong beats, 1 and 3, where the natural stress usually goes, we call this syncopated rhythm, or offbeat, stressing the offbeat, the weak beats. So we have to get used to playing our hands together with the left hand slightly off kilter. I would probably tap my left hand first like this, striking my left hand on 2 and 4, but playing my right hand right on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, something like this. And then I would substitute my tapping for the real chords like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course the hands strike together on that final chord and hold it for the half note. Listen to number 3 with its full-bodied spirit in this Krakowiak national Polish dance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Hey! And you might have some fun, because I can imagine the dancers doing something like a hey at the very end. Well, these are wonderful pieces, and this technique of being able to transpose and move your music around to different positions is a skill that's very valuable, especially when you're working with other musicians or singers. So have fun with these little dances, and I will look forward to hearing you play with lots of gusto. Good luck.